What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Our buddy Nick Pate.
I
Ryan from Miami.
23 years and counting, still waiting for a playoff.
Our buddy Jordo, who's back there in the background somewhere with you.
Jordo, you got to give a shout out.
Come over. Yeah, there he is.
There you go. There he is.
He's wearing the right jersey today. I got to be honest. He's wearing the right jersey. Thank you, brother.
He's
and
Parsons.
Producer Josh.
Wouldn't that be Ryan from Tin Roof right now, technically?
Well, I mean, I could be Chris from Hawaii.
That's true. You can be. No one stopped.
I feel like we should do that.
I had to take my glasses off because, like, a couple weeks ago when I wore glasses the entire time, everybody was like, why is he wearing glasses? Did he hurt himself? Like, what was I was like, I was just wearing glasses. I was
going to write
but I'm in Hawaii.
Write an article that you got LASIK somehow, even though your vision's fine.
I guess the hello would have been aloha.
Oh, touche. You should have.
Missed opportunity.
Is it required, by the way, to wear sunglasses the entire time you're in Hawaii? Isn't that like a requirement?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I feel like it is. I not at night, obviously, but come on, throw some sunglasses on. Hey,
I know.
I did an entire CMT interview wearing them, so that it works. Nice, Josh. I like this. Very matrix of you.
I don't know whose these are. They're just sitting in here, but I'm wearing them now.
Hey, Josh, whose are those? And they oddly look very good on you.
They're mine now.
Well, there you go.
Studio lost and found. That's what happened.
I believe those are actually mine.
I think they are too. Yeah.
Anyway, let's first things first. We're going to keep this a little shorter than normal since Josh is having to do a lot of extra legwork to get all of us in here since we are hours and hours and hours away from Nashville.
It's 8 a.m. here.
Yeah, it's early.
Technology. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. But it's absolutely amazing. Obviously, down here at the Maui Songwriters Festival, getting to perform, got to bring a couple friends along with me. So, I would like to start with who won the poll.
That is a great question. And the polls, by the way, are always brought to you by our good friends at Nobody currently. But if you'd like to sponsor the polls, you are more than welcome to do that because we always do a hot take and poll on the Instagram. So, and on Twitter, by the way. The hot take, best song with a color in the title. With 45% of the vote, Purple Rain was actually the winner of the poll. However, I will say Brown Eyed Girl with 31% came in quite close.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You already said who won, Ryan.
Jordan,
I don't need a list of who could have won the poll.
Jordan can see it. He's here with us, and he can confirm Purple Rain is the W.
45.5%.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we just recently celebrated Jordo's birthday. Jordo, how young are you? Is how I like to say it?
27.
Okay, there it is.
Jordo, do you know Yellow Submarine, what this song is on here too? Okay, what about Big Green Tractor?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just make it.
He knows that one. He knows the country one. That's all I care about. I'm just kidding. All right, well, let's dig into this. Let's go to music. So obviously the reason that I'm down here is all because of music. Got to have an amazing night the other night for kind of everybody's intro to being here in Maui. We all got to play songs. There's so many people here. I don't even want to try to list everybody because I'll miss someone and then I'll feel bad. But obviously, oh, look, check this out. Hold up one sec.
Do we have a surprise guest joining us from Maui?
No. Someone delivering fresh fruit because there it is.
For the audio listeners here on the Quad with Chris Young, by the way, this is why you are encouraged to go find us on YouTube, which is youtube.com/at the Quad with CY.
Come visit us here. I'm Benji. Look for me. I'm just kidding.
What a special delivery.
Everybody's like that down here, by the way.
Yes.
And that was it was such a cool night. The very first night technically of the festival, because everybody got up and did a song or two, and in the case of us, we got to do two towards the end. Randy Hauser, I'll call out because he was right before me, and he's just amazing, and I've known him for years. It's just an incredible event, and obviously, I mean, if you are watching on YouTube, look what you see behind me. I can hear the waves right now while I'm doing the podcast. I don't want to turn it because I don't want to mess up our camera angle. At the very end, I'll turn the camera around. But if you are not watching on YouTube, it is absolutely gorgeous. It has not rained once. It has been perfect.
There might be another surprise guest. I don't know. We just had the lady.
Yeah, I know. But everybody down here is like that. Yeah. And so it's such a cool event. Like, I mean, Nick, you went down to the
beach this morning and saw a whale.
Yeah. It's just perfect. It's just perfect.
Why am I tempted to go, oh, well?
Oh, God. Because you're Ryan.
Yes. We're going to skip What Are You Listening To in honor of us being down here, because there's now 6 of us on the podcast today. It would take way too long. But anybody else got any updates music-wise?
Well, one thing I did want to note today, by the way, as we are doing this podcast on Monday, January 16th, is Martin Luther King Day, honoring MLK Jr. I actually had a chance to go to Memphis this weekend, and I left there this morning to come back and do the podcast, just to be there, for the start of MLK Day, obviously honoring his legacy and his memory. It's a special day. I'm honored that we get a chance to do this podcast and pay homage to him as well. And so just everybody kind of today, obviously a celebration of MLK as we do this year from multiple locations, not just Nashville, Thin Roof, and Hawaii.
Well, good call. That's definitely something that we need to note, that we are recording on that day.
Are we burying the lead a little bit? Didn't you just put out 2 songs that just came out last week?
Oh, wait, is that what it's? Are we segueing to that?
I mean it's part of music. It's part of the music section.
Yes, Looking For You, my brand new single, is out. The video is out. Go check them out. Also, one of my favorite songs, All Dogs Go to Heaven, that I wrote, obviously about Porter, but there are, a couple other guys in the room with me, and that just was an idea that came about, and I was like, we've got to write this song. Played it last night and made people cry. And so that now I'm going to play Looking For You at the next show and make them be in love. So, no.
You mean 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago. We've been here. I'm very tired. It was too. I was like, I didn't do anything last night. So yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven and Looking For You. Definitely go check that out.
Now, if you're looking for fruit, it's been delivered, right? Because now
it's already in there.
Looking for fruit. There we go. Exactly. And there we go.
Like right underneath where this laptop is sitting. Yes.
I did want to ask you, just because it seemed pretty cool to have the launch of both these 2 songs, but what has the reaction been from your standpoint? Just kind of hearing people, how they've been receptive to the new music. What has it been like? It came out on Friday, and I know this has been a long time coming, but what's it been like last?
Well, actually, Ryan, I would love to tell you, but I've been in Hawaii, so I haven't really.
Just gonna keep throwing that in your face.
I haven't really looked. It seems like people have been really receptive to it and been pretty excited about it, which is awesome. But this was a long time coming. I've been teasing everybody with this music quite a bit for a while, and it just feels good to have it out there in the world where people can now hear it, go watch the video that we made. And definitely, it's not the first thing that everybody does, but go check out the video, because I had so much fun making this with Peter Zabadell, and it is something really, really cool. And it took us a long time, and it was in the rain, which ended up looking cool on film. But everybody that worked on that, like, shout out to them, like the crew that made that video happen. I owe them so much. They were absolutely fantastic.
Chris, in the video, they hand you a bag full of money. Is that real money, and is it your money, or is that fake money? What happened to the money? Did you bring the money to Hawaii? What happened?
No, it is not real money, Josh. I'm sorry to disappoint you. There's like a couple pieces of real money, and then the rest of the money underneath that is not real. So,
well, that's disappointing.
I'm giving spoilers for the video. I'm sorry. You thought I just had a bag full of cash somewhere. No,
it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. You're like, oh, I just cashed out my DraftKings bet, and I just had a backpack full.
Really thought you'd be making it rain in the rain. That would have been quite the video.
Well, you guys definitely go check out Looking for You. And for anybody that already has, thank you so much for the support on the new music, and I hope you're loving it. So let's go to sports.
What a weekend.
What a weekend indeed. Holy Jaguars.
Where the hell did they come from all of a sudden? Especially after throwing how many picks in the first quarter?
3 in the first quarter, 4 in the first half.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane. That comeback is one of, if it was later in the playoffs, it would be one of legend. But it is still pretty legendary. So congratulations, Jaguars fans.
It was quite the comeback from Jacksonville. Actually, the third largest comeback in NFL playoff history. And also just a quick, interesting little nugget. The Jaguars have 3 playoff wins since 2017.
What?
That is more. They have 3 playoff wins, the Jaguars do, since 2017, which, by the way, is more than a majority of franchises in the NFL, and actually beats some like the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Yes.
Hold up, Ryan.
Uh-huh.
You say that, but then who plays tonight?
They have more playoff wins than the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, the Dallas Cowboys, the Atlanta Falcons, the Seattle Seahawks, the Miami Dolphins, the Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears. I think it encompasses all of our teams except for Josh's, typically, in terms of playoff wins.
Well, I mean, and if you're talking recency bias, of course it does.
Especially since 2017.
It's weird that you picked 2017 for your stat, right?
The courtesy of our good friends at CBS Sports. They put a graphic out there, which I thought was interesting. But yes, you mentioned the game tonight. Look at our boy Jordo rocking the Cowboys.
I know he is. And by the way, thank you, Jordo, for showing a little support for my team.
How do you feel heading into tonight against the Bucs on the road?
As a current bandwagon fan for the playoffs, I feel pretty good.
Jordo, shout out to you, bro.
Nick, are you going to jump on the Cowboys bandwagon too?
Come on, there's room.
Nick, I'm going to support y'all's happiness.
Okay, there's room on the bandwagon, man. I'm just
as a Lions and Dolphins fan, that would require decades of undoing unhappiness.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that second team. Let's talk about the Dolphins. What the hell happened?
Well, they actually played a very competitive game with their third-string quarterback against Buffalo. I was proud of the effort, honestly. I went into that game expecting to get blown out, and they were. They were down 17-0 in the first quarter.
Good job. You did good. You did
good job, good effort.
Good
job, good effort. You know what? Skylar Thompson showed something that the team showed guts. I'm still waiting for my first playoff victory since 2000. I think this guy's 91. So for a Lions fan. So,
you don't have to throw it in there.
Yeah, I did. Well, misery
that
loves
wasn't
company.
Necessary, right?
Misery loves company. We all can't be the Kansas City Chiefs who just keep winning playoff games every single million years.
Hey, easy. We had many, many, many years of.
It's true. I do. I will say I was irate though. How on earth do you, on a 4th and 1, not understand how much time is on the clock, not understand if you had a first down or not? I mean, that was the season, and Mike McDaniel and Skylar Thompson caught that. It was a debauchery for that call.
I don't know. But what was it, like 99-yard run back in one of the games? Like,
the Bengals-Ravens.
Yeah, the Bengals-Ravens game. There's been so much like craziness happen in the playoffs, and it's just getting started. So while it's pretty wild, the games are really good. They've been really good, and I thought some of them were just going to be like somebody got stepped on. Like
I thought they were going to be blowouts for sure.
Well, I mean, a lot of them were to start. I mean, you consider what, the lead that the Chargers, the Bills and the Bengals got off to. You're like, okay, the teams that are expected to win are winning. But the underdogs actually performed really well this weekend. I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
We were actually watching the Niners and Seattle game over at a pool bar with Stormy Warren, and I jinxed him, and I feel really bad for it because I was like, man, I really thought the Niners were going to run away with this game. And he goes, yeah, me too. And then the Niners got an interception. So
not gonna lie, that was a
and
little
then
look
it
at me
just went
Louie
downhill
right
from there.
he was basically like, you go over there. He was like, get away from me.
I will say, Bear, nice job. That was a little look at me Louie name drop with the Stormy Warren there. I like it though. I do like it.
He's a Seattle fan.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Josh, confidence meter on your Chiefs.
I think this is the best case scenario the Chiefs could have going into next weekend. I'm fine with Jacksonville. I think that they probably will not have as much luck in that kind of comeback if they get down early to the Chiefs. So I'm glad that we're playing them next week. I'm also glad that the Bengals and the Bills are just going to beat the hell out of each other. And I know that's not being insensitive to the Hamlin stuff. I'm just saying, looking at football, we don't have to play them, each one of them. We only have to play one of them, and they have to play each other first before we see them theoretically if we beat Jacksonville. So I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good that we will at least be in the AFC Championship, and then we'll see.
Question I have for you though, Josh. They're playing a neutral site game if they play the Bills in Atlanta for the AFC Championship game, if the Buffalo is able to advance. Thoughts on that? I mean, obviously it's regional trying to go if they do play, just a couple hours away.
I do not have a good track record in going to Chiefs postseason games. It is a bit of a heartbreak when I've been there in person, so I do not think that I will be attending that game.
I'm sorry.
No, do not apologize. I'm glad we went. That was tough. That's really tough.
You hear that noise in the background on our end?
No.
That little clicking noise? It's just, casual golf cart.
Oh, sure.
Don't worry about it.
Totally fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I'm surprised you're not on the tee box, just teeing off as you're doing this podcast. That would have been an epic ordeal.
I am teeing off, and much like what happened this weekend when the Dolphins got teed off on.
Not very nice. Not very nice.
So, Ryan, looking towards next year, is there a fix for the Dolphins? Do you think having Tua?
Adam Schefter already reported that Tua Tagovailoa is going to be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins next year. The fix truly is get better on defense and have Tua play a fully healthy 16-game season. 17 game season.
Time out. Your defense is fine. Like, what do you mean get better on defense?
They were the worst. They were the worst road defense this year in the NFL. They played well yesterday against Josh Allen.
All right, time out. They did not play well at the start of the game. They played better as the game went on. They're also notoriously not good in situations when it's cold.
That is true. Luckily, it was sunny and 28 degrees in Buffalo yesterday. But with that being said, without their starting quarterback Byron Jones for the entire season, former Cowboy by the way, Xavier Howard wasn't himself. They had a lot of injuries up front. Josh, to answer your question, it all hinges on a healthy Tua. If Tua is healthy and can play 12 plus games next year, 13 plus games, then the Dolphins are going to be in good shape. But other than that. But that's the big question. And the other thing, by the way, here's what I would say. If you have an opportunity to go after Lamar Jackson, do it. Because I will literally trade the house to get Lamar Jackson on the Miami Dolphins. That's what I want.
All right. This is almost the exact opposite of what you said, though, when I brought up should Lamar Jackson be paid like 6 weeks ago.
To be paid by the Dolphins would be preferable. Can you imagine that offense, though? Just think about that offense. That offense would be.
He doesn't have the
It'd
arm
be the fastest
strength.
offense in NFL history.
He doesn't have the arm strength for having those kind of those receivers.
Round robin. And by the way, yes, I know the Cowboys are 0-7 against Tampa Bay, and I'm not happy about it. But I believe in them, and I want them to stand up to a challenge, and I am here for it. And I'll either be very happy or very sad in Hawaii later this evening. Round robin, starting with Josh, and we'll go Josh, Nick, Haley, me, Jordo, Ryan. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl?
I mean, what is he going to do? You know who he's going to pick. Come on.
I mean, not everybody's watching the YouTube, Josh.
I know. I needed to peacock for a second. I'm wearing, if you can remember, I'm wearing my playoff Chiefs hoodie that I wore during our Super Bowl run. I am ready. Everything's lined up for the Chiefs right now to get out of the AFC, and I think whoever wins the AFC wins the Super Bowl. And therefore, I am backing the Kansas City Chiefs.
How much of a nightmare would it be if they come out in the jerseys that they always lose?
If they're in the all reds, I will be. I can't just.
Put that in the ether.
I just got so upset. I just got so upset by you saying that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The Chiefs are under 500 when they wear the all reds. We should burn those outfits and never wear them again. Okay, I'm sorry. Chiefs. Thank you.
All right, Nick.
Hey, that Niners defense looks good, so I'm riding with them and Brock Purdy.
Ooh,
wow!
It's Purdy.
Brock Purdy winning the Super Bowl. A little Brock and roll for Nick Pate. I like that.
Fair.
You know, I believe in Brock Purdy too. I was going to say the Bills, but I'm going to go with the Niners.
Let's go.
I'm not going to say my own team because I feel like that would jinx them. So, excluding the Dallas Cowboys, let me say it's probably Buffalo.
The true team of destiny this year. No, Josh? Team of destiny this year, Buffalo?
No, there was only one team of destiny. That was 3 years ago.
Give us one team of destiny for all time's sake.
Team of destiny!
There it is. Jordan, who you got?
I'm going Buffalo as well.
We got a couple of Bills here. You know the conundrum that sits with me, seeing as I have a relationship that I would like to make happy with the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl. However, if you guys remember my pick on last week's podcast, I went with the Cincinnati Bengals to win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I'm sticking with it. You know what? I said that earlier, but I just don't know.
The team that almost lost to the Ravens yesterday, that Cincinnati Bengals.
That's my problem.
I'm sticking with it.
Their offensive line is. What did you just do? Nick just dropped his phone into the ether.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's
by the way, Buffalo almost lost to the third string Skylar Thompson, Miami Dolphins led quarterback. So, for just some context, both teams struggled against underdogs.
I hear you. It's also the playoffs and anything can happen. Yes, we know all of the random football sayings, but
you play to win the game.
I think it's going to be the Bills. So we will see. All right. Anything else to report on sports?
NBA wise, we haven't got an NBA update from Josh in a while. I'm curious, buddy. What's catching your attention? Because John Morant just had the dunk of the year like 2 nights ago, which was pretty nasty.
John Morant puts up the dunk of the year every single night he plays. That is the fact of the NBA. If you want to watch some Memphis Grizzlies, he will put on at least 3 dunks that you will sit there and go, "What the hell just happened?" The NBA is in a really great spot, you guys. While, yes, the Lakers are a garbage fire, and even though they've been on a 5-game winning streak, they're still going to be a play-in team at best. I don't think they make it into the playoffs. You look around the league, and every single team has at least 1 or 2 signature players. This is the strongest the NBA has ever been on both a ceiling and a floor level. And it makes random watches on Tuesday nights of like Indiana Pacers against Orlando Magic, really entertaining to watch. These games are awesome. This will all lead to 2 years from now when the league expands to 2 more teams and they add Seattle and Las Vegas. And we will see a return of what hasn't happened in 25 years, which is an expansion draft. And for those of you that don't remember, your team, your favorite team, can protect anywhere between 1 and 3 players, depending on how they want to do the rules, that are untradeable or undraftable. And then these new teams can draft players off of your favorite teams for their team.
You think that's going to happen, honestly?
Done deal. Done deal.
Wow. You too.
Oh, yeah. They're putting a team back in Seattle no matter what.
Seattle and
All right.
Vegas. Write it down. Done deal.
Also, by the way, shout out to King James, LeBron surpassing 38,000 points. Only 2 players have ever done that in NBA history. Him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He is 387 points away from the all-time scoring record, which could be set this season, by the way. Like, we're counting down.
It will be set this season. He will do it after the All-Star break.
And he will still play next year.
And the year after, probably.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He's waiting for Bronny to be in the league, isn't he?
I think
That's a
Bryce
goal,
now
but-
too. Bronny and Bryce. I think he wants to play with both.
Good Lord. He's gonna Tom Brady the hell out of us.
Lord.
He might be old guys like shooting threes in the corner by that last season, but I think he can make it. If anyone
when you're
can, he
averaging
can.
7 and 7 at year 20. I mean,
We have not seen production like this from someone this age. Period. Period.
It is.
Except Tom Brady.
In basketball. Period.
No.
When was the last time Tom Brady put up 27, 7 and 7? Ryan, show me that game. I'm
You know
happy to
what?
watch it.
I believe he could, honestly. I've seen him do everything. He can do that. I'm not kidding. 27 and 7 coming from TB12.
Okay. We're going to movies.
Movies.
All right. So, As Good as Dead was the movie this week. 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. I like it. There's no Google score, which is weird. Normally, when I read these down, like there's a Google users number, and there's not on this. So
Is it just Google not wanting to promote anything Netflix right now?
maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, Bryant befriends a troubled teen and introduces him to martial arts. As Bryant's mysterious and dangerous past catches up to him, he is forced into a life and death struggle to clear his name, save the boy, and get back all he left behind. How many people actually watched this movie? You didn't watch this movie? No one watched this movie but me and Bear.
You know, to me, it was
It's on streaming. It's not that hard.
to me, it was as good as dead as the minute we announced we were doing it.
I really wanted to. Football was so good yesterday that I just I watched.
Obviously, you didn't really want to.
I had this idea that I was going to watch it Sunday, and then there was just so much good football, and then I went to bed.
To be fair, I was covering Lisa Marie Presley's passing in Memphis and Graceland all weekend. So,
Oh, by the way, that would have been wonderful for you to that up top.
yes, probably should have done that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the Princess of Rock and Roll. But anyway, continue as good as this movie.
Yeah, that's not a good that's the opposite of a good segue. He
I
didn't say the word. He knew. Ryan knew what he had just walked himself into.
I was literally watching a freight train come right towards my eyeballs, and I did not know how to get off the tracks. So
Dude.
that was not a good transition. Anyway, the movie this week.
Yes, the movie this week. As Good as Dead. I would recommend giving it a watch. If you
It's really good.
did you liked it?
Yeah, I loved it, actually. Between the fighting that they do and how the story kind of like unfolds, you would think it's like the typical story, but it actually turns out to be really good. And it's a badass. He's a freaking badass.
I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. that, and obviously we're talking about is it Jay or Jai? It's Michael J. White. I'm not
I'm pretty sure it's Michael J. White, for the record.
Well, regardless, he's been in quite a few things, and actually, one thing that like kind of blew me away, I didn't realize. I was looking it up because he's a director, he's a martial artist, and he was Spawn in the 1997 film. I didn't realize that was him. I've seen him in other stuff, and I was just like, I'm a comic book guy. How did I not know that was him? But pretty incredible. He is actually listed as the first African American to play a major comic book superhero in a major motion picture.
By the way, he was also in Mortal Kombat Legacy as Jax.
Well, I knew that. That was
I did not. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
No,
Anybody
because
that plays Jax is dope.
he's just a badass, and his role in this movie was phenomenal. A retired cop. Well,
You don't give it away. Don't hit the spoiler button. No, y'all didn't watch it. Yeah. It was really good. That's all I'm saying. You guys need to watch it. If you get,
I didn't realize he was in the Dark Knight too. The Dark Knight is Gamble. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of like prominent superhero movies.
And I think that's probably from him being in Spawn, and so he knows a bunch of those other directors, but really, really talented guy. Cameo by the guy just walking to the beach.
Just rando. Hey man.
Well, we need some shirtless, folks just enjoying Hawaii in the background. Make this a rated R, not for kids YouTube show.
Oh,
you know
stop
it. No.
shirtless. You want to see shirtless men?
He does
I
love
didn't
the
say
movie
men,
Troy.
did I? I do love the movie Troy. There's nothing better.
Right.
than
You know what, Josh? You were right.
Just saying. Dude, I'm just saying.
We've learned a lot about you, Ryan.
All the ladies on this podcast will agree with me. You watch the movie Troy and Brad Pitt and Troy. That's it. You're done. You're done.
I actually could care less for Troy.
I don't ask you. You're not the ladies that I'm referring to.
All right, guys, what are we watching this week?
Well, Quantumania is not until mid-February. Ant-Man Quantumania is February 17th, so we've got a couple weeks on that. What about Man Called Otto? Have you guys seen?
I've actually heard some really good reviews on that movie with Tom Hanks. Like really good reviews.
Tom Hanks. I know exactly why Josh wants to watch that. I'll give you this one, Josh. We can watch A Man Called Otto.
Is that movie theater?
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks.
Theater. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's based off of a best-selling book.
That's not why you want to watch it, Josh, and you know it.
It's it's part of the no, it's not. It is because it's Tom Hanks.
All right, A Man Called Otto is the movie for next week. And let's finish with the hot take.
Hot take!
I still want to hear you do it this year. You haven't done it one time, man.
I'll do it. You know what? If we do a live podcast in front of people, I'll do it then. That's when I'll bring it out of retirement.
What about if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl? Will you do it then too?
We can have a conversation about that if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
Right. That sounds like yes. That sounds
like we need to have some conversations.
It sounds like I might take a megaphone out and just
best comedy movie ever of all time. I'm going to give you a couple seconds because, Jordo, I want an answer from you. Pate, I want one from you, too.
Was this hard for you guys, for the people that knew ahead of time? Because this was not hard for me at all.
It was very hard.
It's difficult right now. I would probably change my answer if you asked me again next week because I love comedies. So there's just so many to list, but I know, like, to me, I would put Blues Brothers as like a musical comedy. So I'm like excluding that, even though that's one of my favorites.
Like sub-comedy genres, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm taking that one out of the mix because that's the one that I would pick, obviously. but that's something personal to me, and I watched that movie a billion times, and it's a lot about the music as much as it is about the comedy. So you could also say Ghostbusters would be a comedy, but it's sort of like a mix of comedy with supernatural. Again, it's very,
Would you like me to go
very
first?
interesting. Yes,
Sure.
please. Go, Bear.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail will forever be the most quotable movie, and I laugh no matter how many times I watch it. It is just so dumb. It's so funny. So I'm going with Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I can't believe that I'm going to agree with Haley. I can't. This is an unprecedented moment of my life.
I actually was going to go with that one. Dang it.
But that is the only movie throughout the history of my life that I will quote consistently. Also,
Yeah.
1975, this is what lays the groundwork for all of the very dry British humor that we now love. There is no Ricky Gervais making the British office, which then does not make the U.S. office. There is so many things that tie back to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's a brilliant movie. It's so much funnier the older you get. There's things going on in the background all the time that I missed after the first 30 times I've seen this movie. It's a one of one, and it is also my choice.
I just remember watching that movie as a kid, and the first time I watched it, I was like, well, this isn't really that funny. And then the second time I watched it, I started finding things like you're talking about, like little Easter eggs where I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then by the third time I watched it, I was walking around quoting it as a kid.
But you understand things differently as an adult with that movie versus when you were a kid.
Oh, every time I watch that movie, I find something else that I'm just like, oh, I forgot about that.
There were
years between watches, but
for sure there were jokes of Lancelot in the castle with the women that I missed as a child. That as an adult, I was like, oh, I didn't hear that under your breath. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting.
Hey, what you got?
Mine's going to be Don't Be a Menace, because it's one of the first parody movies that ever came out. And it just reminds you of all the movies that they're making fun of. You're like, oh, I like that movie, I like that movie, I like that movie. You're like, all right. So that's mine for the ones that haven't seen it yet. I recommend go watch it.
I would be between that one and
I'm not even do Scary Movie 2. The Wayne, by the way, are a phenomenal fan because they come up with the craziest ideas.
So, like the original before Don't Be a Menace was, and I'm blanking on the name of it. What's the one where he's like, how'd he pass away? Over gold.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
This is about me for the next 3 hours that we're sitting here.
It's going to bother me too. All right, I'll look it up. Ryan.
So, do you actually know what the highest grossing comedy movie of all time is?
No.
It's actually
You're about to tell us.
It's actually Pretty Woman, which is interesting.
What?
That is described as a comedy. That is described as a comedy and the highest grossing comedy of all time. Number 2 is The Hangover on this list. To me, if I'm going to go with the greatest comedy movie of all time, I'm going to go with a movie from 1994 that we still quote today. And that is Dumb and Dumber as the greatest
that's a good
and
one.
best comedy of all time. It will live on in infamy. Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey, I think, are two of the best in terms of comedic sidekicks in a movie. Probably second best, or I guess number 2 on the list. I would probably put Step Brothers there, but Dumb and Dumber for me is the funniest comedy of all time.
See, if you're going Step Brothers land, I probably would go old school before I'd go Step Brothers.
Yeah,
probably true.
That one's quoted a lot more.
I can't think of a recent comedy movie that even ranks in the pantheon of some of the ones that we've listed, but Dumb and Dumber for me. Put that one on the list.
All right, so we got Dumb and Dumber, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Don't be a menace.
Don't be a menace. And the reason I paused is because the
whole time.
Do you want to know the name of the other?
What is it?
Oh, actually, yeah. Do the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a longer title than that for that movie. But the movie that we were like blanking on was "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." Yeah, Nick's gone.
Right.
Like there's actually there. It's funny if you ever seen the movie that I'm talking about. There's an entire piece where they are basically making fun of a lyric that ended up becoming a hit Rihanna song.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot about that.
It's got a word I can't say on here. So,
All right, Jordan, what's first?
yeah, Jordo, you're going to be the fourth this week.
We're going with a movie that's out before I was born. So we're going with Tommy Boy.
Oh, nice
Great
pick.
choice.
Nice pick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
1995 classic.
Well, Josh, since I'm not there to actually hear the outro, I'm just going to say right now, thank you guys for being a part of the quad. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jordo, for joining us. I love Hawaii. I love the Songwriters Festival, and you got to give us the hand. We're out.